Hey everybody, we're back with another week of Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. This week we'll be doing another character profile of Yugioh Krystal from Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 generation. I don't know exactly how I feel about this girl as a character. She definitely kept Zuzu on the ropes, or is it Lulu? Oh, whichever one. The main female character from the start. And this is pretty unique in a way. Unlike Mai, who's kind of like Joey's technically rival, rather than maybe like something like Taya's. I think, if memory serves, I think Yugioh was an actual, like when it comes to like the main female protagonist having her actual rival for herself. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 is probably the first one that actually done it. Now that I'm probably thinking about it, because I think I don't even know if I mean Taya with an asterisk, because no, absolutely not. Because, like I said, Mai Valentine. Because I'm thinking about Mai and Taya's duel in Duelist Kingdom, and I'm like, no, was very antagonistic towards Yugi's group of friends, but she was mainly kind of a rival for Joey Wheeler here and there. But think of Alexis, Akiza, and definitely not Yuya's girlfriend. She's definitely not even like a duelist, let alone having any kind of rivals, other than maybe like the cat girl or the Kaboom girl. But even then, neither one of them dueled all that much, but one time. So yeah, I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 is the only one that actually has a main female lead who actually has her own rival. And Yugioh Krystal was definitely like a strong rival, because she put Zuzu through the ropes with the fusions. You know, just like just like handed her ass. But I want to try. I've been meaning to try out this Gemini deck for the longest time. It was very interesting, and ever since I played this game, it was like I had all these Gemini cards. Never once played a deck like this, so I'm very curious of how it's gonna work out. It's not that dissimilar to what Jaden does with his fusion cards, so this is kind of sort of the same thing. So we'll quickly go over these cards that she has, and then we'll try it out. Okay, I'll start from the top to the bottom. I barely do something like that. I don't know why. My brain just goes immediately to the bottom. Alright, Absorb Fusion. Add one Gemini card from your deck to your hand, then you can apply this effect. Fusion summon one Gemini fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your hand or your side of the field. You can only activate one Absorb Fusion per turn. You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this card, except Gemini monsters. Brilliant Fusion. When this card is activated, fusion summon one Gemini fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your deck as fusion materials, but change its attack and defense to 0. If this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. Once per turn, you can discard one spell card. The monster special summoned by this card effect gains attack and defense equal to its original attack and defense until the end of your opponent's turn. You can only activate one Brilliant Fusion per turn. Yeah, she's definitely kind of like a combination of like Jaden, Yugi, and Jesse Anderson because the whole fusions and then all these gemstones. Julia basically got the infinity stones in her deck. Dark Factory of Mass Production. Target 2 normal monsters in your graveyard, add those targets to your hand. Gemini Fusion. Fusion summon 1 Gemini Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or your side of the field as fusion materials. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 1 Gemini monster from your graveyard, add this card to your hand. Particle Fusion. Send from your side of the field to the graveyard the fusion material monsters the fusion material monsters that are listed on a Gemini Fusion monster card. Then special summon that fusion monster from your extra deck. When you do, banish this card from your graveyard to target 1 Gemini Fusion material monster used for the fusion summon. The fusion summon monster gains that monster's attack until the end phase. Dichotomy. At the start of your main phase, target 3 monsters with different types in your graveyard. Shuffle all 3 into your deck, then draw 2 cards. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this card. Unexpected Die. If you control no monsters, special summon 1 level 4 or lower normal monster from your deck. Now the trap cards. Brilliant Spark. If a face-up Gemini monster you control is destroyed by your opponent's attack or card effect, target 1 of those destroyed monsters, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original attack. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 Gemini card from your hand to the graveyard, add this card to your hand. You can only activate this effect once per turn. Common Charity. Draw 2 cards, then remove from play 1 normal monster from your hand. If you don't have any normal monsters in your hand to remove, send all cards in your hand to the graveyard. Fragment Fusion. Banish from your graveyard the fusion material monsters that are listed on a Gemini Fusion monster card. That's supposed to summon that fusion monster from your extra deck. Destroy it during the end phase. Gem Enhancement. Tribute 1 Gemini monster, then target 1 Gemini monster in your graveyard. Supposed to summon that target from your graveyard. From the graveyard. Pyroxene Fusion. Send from your hand or your side of the field to the graveyard the fusion material monsters that are listed on a Gemini Fusion monster card. That's supposed to summon that fusion monster from your extra deck. Now the monsters. Gemini Krystal. A Gemini officer of high rank who has optimized the use of the Krystal powers. Despite his ability to overwhelm most opponents, he's wary of stretching himself too thin and opts for solidarity with his comrades. Gemini Garnett. The Gemini warrior who carries the Garnet soul. His flaming iron fist crushes all enemies. Gemini Lapis. The best of friends with Luxoli, this soldier deeply cares about the well-being of her friends. Gemini Sapphire. His sapphire power commands the waters to protect him from attack. His comrades trust in his silent protection. Gemini Tourmaline. He channels mystic energies and changes them into fighting strength through the power of Tourmaline. Many admire his way of life. Krystal Rose. Once per turn, you can send 1 Gemini or melodious monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, this card's name becomes that set monster's name until the end phase. If If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish one fusion monster from your graveyard. It's supposed to summon this card in defense position. You can only use this effect once per turn. Gem Armadillo. When this card is normal summoned, you can add one Gemini monster from your deck to your hand. Gemini Alexandrite. You can tribute this card. It's supposed to summon one Gemini normal monster from your deck. Gemini Ember. It's a Gemini monster, so once I normal summon it a second time, next turn, it becomes an effect, basically. Once per turn, you can send one Gemini card from your hand to the graveyard to target one of your banished monsters. Add that target to your hand. Gemini Emerald. You can banish this face-up card you control in one face-up normal monster you control to target one Gemini fusion monster in your graveyard. It's supposed to summon it from the graveyard. Gemini Iolite. Another Gemini monster. Once per turn, you can banish one gem monster from your graveyard to target one Gemini card in your graveyard. Add that target to your hand. Gemini Lazuli. If this card is sent to the graveyard by the card effect, you can target one normal monster in your graveyard. Add that target to your hand. Gemini Obsidian. If this card is sent from the hand to your graveyard, you can target one level 4 lower normal monster in your graveyard. It's supposed to summon that target. Gemini Sardonyx. Another Gemini. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can add one Gemini card from your deck to your hand. Gemini Turtle. Flip summon effect. You can add one Gemini fusion from your deck to your hand. Now the fusion summons. Gemini Amethyst. Requires one Gemini monster and one Aqua type monster. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, return all set spell and trap cards on the field to the hand. Gemini Citrine. Requires one Gemini monster and one Pyro type monster. If this card attacks or is attacked by your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. Gemini Lady Brilliant Diamond. Requires 3 Gemini monsters. You can only once per turn, you can send one face-up Gemini monster you control to the graveyard, and if you do, supposed to summon one Gemini fusion monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Gemini Lady Lapis Loli. Requires Lapis and one other Gemini monster. Once per turn, you can send one Gemini monster from your main deck or extra deck to the graveyard, and if you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each special summon monster on the field. Gemini Master Diamond. Requires 3 Gemini monsters. Once per turn, this card gains 100 attack for each Gemini monster in your graveyard. Once per turn, you can banish one level 7 or lower Gemini fusion monster from your graveyard until the end phase. This card's name becomes that monster's and replace this effect with that monster's original effects. Gemini Prismoria. Requires 1 Gemini monster and 1 Thunder type monster. Once per turn, you can send 1 Gemini card from your hand to the graveyard to target one face-up card on the field. Destroy that target. Gemini Ruby. Requires 1 Gemini Garnett and 1 other Gemini monster. Once per turn, you can tribute 1 face-up gem monster. This card gains attack equal to the attributed monster's attack on the field until the end phase. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. Gemini Seraphinite. Requires 1 Gemini monster and 1 light monster. During your main phase, you can normal summon or set 1 monster in addition to your normal summon or set. Gemini Topaz. Requires 1 Gemini Tournament line and 1 Gemini monster. This card can attack twice during each battle phase. When this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the destroyed monster in the graveyard. Gemini Secornia just requires 1 rock type monster and 1 Gemini monster. And the Xyz monster Gemini Pearl just requires 2 level 4 monsters. Okay. Now, let's test this out. It would be a little bit tough. It's been a minute with dealing with Arc 5's duelist. Might be something I'm missing in my first turn. I don't know what's going can't tell you how many times I duel against Julia when she's using these Geminis. They're like almost as hard as Jaden's deck, because I mean she can very easily pull these suckers out whenever she wants to. You know, I had a crazy thought earlier today at work. Something I haven't thought about in so many years. If you remember that boy band group from Nickelodeon, Big Time Rush, that song "Boyfriend," it was a good song, I admit, but it's like I don't understand why oh why in the world that all of a sudden I've started to think about that doggone song. I had no reason to think about that song, but it just popped in my head. You ever had one of those moments? It's like for some reason a song just pops into your head that you haven't even thought about in decades. Unbelievable. This is like, it's a weird thing, you know? And the scars activate for someone. First hit is mine. curious to know how you guys feel about Julia Krystal as a character. Lot of using material cards, support cards. I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure this game will rival Jaden's deck. Well, at least as far as like beyond the fuse. Took on Yugioh and anything. Now, two of those cards in his hands are polymerization. This one, that attack power was 22, not 26. Must be tripping. It's been a long day, like I said.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, that was so close. Nearly beat it. It was Zuzu. I'm sitting there tripping like I know it was like something. And this is Selena. I'm picturing her face, but my mind is telling me Lulu, but that's a synchro dimension version of her, I think. So, try against Sora. Win or lose. One more match. That way you can't activate his face down cards. Yeah, the Gemini cards are devastating. You got all the right support cards, man. I'm telling you, because I lost many matches against Yugioh on this game. Sora did help out Zuzu with because after her first loss against Yugioh, Sora, since he used a lot of fusion cards, fusion dimension, he showed her how to use fusion summoning, which I don't know why you need like that hard of a teaching coach to teach you how to do fusion summons, but whatever. Because it was a good few episodes when in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 where, you know, Zuzu was like going through like hard training with Sora. It's like you read the card text and the fusion materials you read the card text on the cards, whichever ones that, you know, I mean, you got computers and everything like that. Look up cards that are good at, are specifically in the category of fusion summoning, and try to balance that out with whatever cards or archetype of a card deck that you use, and go ahead and blend it in. Yeah, of course you practice with it, yeah, but it's like, she make it seem like it was grueling. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters in all of the seasons talk about like Bastion Mazawa and Yu-Gi-Oh! In Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Same thing, when trying to learn how to come up with like formulas to defeat his opponents. It's like, it was clever to figure out a way to, I mean, I give it like a slight okayness to what he had to do when dealing with Jaden, because like Jaden constantly wins with fusions, so he had to figure out how to neutralize that. So I'll give him that. Okay, that's something, you know, that probably would require studying, but when it comes to like, you know, trying to find like a formula for the right fusion, it shouldn't take that long. I mean, it might take some studying, yes, but like, you're not rocky, okay? Okay, and that was Yugioh Crystal's deck. It's one of the most powerful decks I'm using on this game, probably in real life too. Let me know in the comments below if any of you or if you know anybody who actually uses a Gemini themed deck. Tell me how it works in real life if you duel with these cards or duel against someone using cards like these, and how like crazy effective it is. Because like, from my understanding, just with this game, is crazy effective. I mean, like, more often than not, I'll probably get like a decent amount of wins with this if done right. So don't know what next week's. I might take a break next week because I want to get through. Well, I don't know if it's gonna be just for next week. Probably gonna be a little longer. I want to make sure like it's crunch time with certain videos, so I need to start getting them out. So I might give Yu-Gi-Oh videos a break for at least a couple of weeks at the most. But yeah, and eventually look forward to a new walkthrough of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. I got the Pokemon fever right now from that new the Pokemon Nintendo showcase. I mean, I'm just like psyched, man. I need to like get on that Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu walkthrough again, so that way by this holiday I can be right up on that Pokemon was it Shining Diamond? I'm pretty sure it's Shining Diamond. I'm gonna get that, buy on the Nintendo eShop, and do a walkthrough of that, so that way, you know, I got a lot of Pokemon stuff on the channel at the ready. Speaking of which, I do have the complete walkthrough of Pokemon Sword on the channel if you want to check that out. So anyway, I'd like to thank the recent viewers and subscribers and followers in the past few days. You guys are amazing. Thank you all. Yeah, put on you know some hard work into these, but it's fun. It's like I make sure I take some time off for myself, of course, but once I'm ready to start streaming, I'm like all here for it. And those discussion videos, while it took a while to put together, normally those videos won't be as, videos like that won't be as long. It's usually by like 30 minutes to an hour for those kinds of videos. But they had to be as long as they did because I had a lot of stuff that I watched over the years. So, but anyway, thank you all. I just want to say thank you. So I will see you all tomorrow, hopping on to some more Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Darksiders 2 again. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Take care.